Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, Elder Yashawan. And just a quick little lesson on something that I thought I saw. Okay. In a lesson that the elder Yashua, the elder Yashawamba, the elder Yashawamba out of Texas. We're going to take a look at just an excerpt. First, let's read Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. What do you mean your eyes shall see your teachers? Does it mean you're going to see them with your own eyes? Of course it does, but what else does it? What does it mean in the spirit? With your own eyes, your spiritual eye, you're going to know who you're teaching. Guess what? My eyes see Nate. My eyes see Johanna. Are they my teachers? No. How do I know? The Spirit. Okay? They don't have the Spirit, but your eyes will behold your teacher. Okay? Yes. Look at this. But your eyes will constantly see your teacher. Okay? That could be on the other side of the world. Understand? Like the brothers in Suriname, they're constantly seeing the elder apostle. But now you will again see the Lord, who's that? Yahushua, the Lord your teacher, and he will guide you through your teachers. Okay? So get a little better understanding of, okay, so what we're looking won't hide themselves anymore, but your eyes will see your teachers. What about in the spirit? Okay, what about your spiritual eyes? Okay, seeing is what I'm getting at. What does it mean for your spiritual eyes to see? Okay, it's not a carnal thing, right? It's to know, to see, to understand, if you will. With all thy getting, let's get this real quick, because if you don't understand this, you can know every scripture there is, but if you don't understand the message, okay, some people don't understand the message, like ISUPK, we're going to take guns to camp. You don't understand the message, okay? Now you're linked together with Paul Dildo, Chairman Paul Sizemore. What's this nigga's name? Snodgrass. Whatever the fuck this Black Panther do. So now the Black Panthers are Johanna. Johanna's the Black Panther. Why? Because you have no understanding of what is about to happen. Okay? You guys are over there training for combat, and it's a spiritual fight. Stupid. So your eyes will see. How do you read it? How does ISUPK read this? Your eyes will see. There go Johanna. General Johanna. That's how ISUPK read it. How does GMS read it? Okay. We read it like this. General Johanna ain't my teacher. I could see that in the spirit. Right? And guess what? To them, the elder apostles are not their teachers. So it goes both ways. But who's right? The carnal guy who's ready to pick up a AR when you just heard what happened in Venezuela? How stupid do you have to be after Venezuela to be talking about any weapon when they haven't even, that's some 80-year-old technology, right? Sonic, whatever. What do they got now? The niggas are just dumb. Anyway, wanted to go through. Spiritualize. Anyway, let's go here. I'm going to play a little bit of this, and this word jumps out, sincere. There's a couple of things within this excerpt I want to point out that show that this man is sincere. Okay, because what he's doing, he's going, the Spirit is on him. The Spirit is teaching, admonishing, and every now and then, you know, just the no guile in the elder shows itself, right? He has no guile. And you're able to see that. And this word jumps out, sincere. This word jumps out, sincere. Milk jumps out, spirit. He's dealing with fruits. He's been put in that position. Anyway, I want to point out a couple of things, so I might stop, and I'm going to start it from here, and then I'm going to just point out a couple of things and grab a couple of precepts. But the point that I'm getting at is you can tell if you have spiritual eyes. Let me get this real quick. Okay. 1 Corinthians 2:14 in the NLT, but people who aren't spiritual can't see, right? Can't see these truths, can't receive, can't see, do not accept, cannot see these things. Can you see it? He can't see, like the elder apostle said, they couldn't see it. The elder apostle Gabar, the Spirit comes to him and says, Cornelius is an Israelite. And they couldn't see it. What does that mean? That means that the Spirit wasn't dealing with it. They could not understand it. That the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit. The Spirit of a non-spiritual person without the Spirit does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of the Holy Spirit, but considers them foolishness. And some people still are on that. Cornelius is not an Israelite. That thing came and went a long time ago. Spiritually discerned. Okay, so back to seeing and eyesight. Seeing your teachers. Well, here's one. Let's see. Let's see. Let's hear the sincerity. All right.
All right, men who looked at the sincere milk as not needful.
Alazar, Heckle and Jekyll, who are the magpies, and this guy, Captain Tazari. Where did they all come from except for Jekyll? Jekyll didn't come from GMS, but Gorilla Shebrew and Tazariak took the same route. This guy, nonstop on the block, he took the same route. Listen.
Bunch of underdeveloped, all right, men who looked at the sincere milk as not needful.
And what they wanted to be the elder Yashawamba. They came in under the elder Yashawamba, but they wanted to be on his level and surpass him, which is what they think they did by going astray. All of them, if you notice the pattern. Go ahead.
Rebuke, correction, even when you don't understand it.
Even when you don't understand it. That's the part that caught my ear. Why? Because I was kicked out of GMS in 2012 on some shit that's not even true. And guess what? I fucking didn't understand it. They said that I was a cross-dresser and I was a homosexual, which is very, very untrue. Now, do I put on some wild outfits to go out on the stage, which is my job and has always been? Sure. And you can go pull up some stuff from the past and make a case. But when you do that, right? When you set out to bear false witness, you got to be very careful about those things. Anybody that had anything to do with that, I suggest you clear that thing up for your own sake, okay? That was a long time ago. Lord willing, I'm going to slug this thing out to the end. But what I was accused of, patently not true, okay? Although I've learned since that a motherfucker can rise straight to the top, damn Gorilla Hebrew, and be a whole bitch. So I can't even say there's no way that a homosexual can last this long in the truth. I can't even say that. I used to think, well, there's no way. But apparently, look at this dude. And he just got outed, and the rest of them, well, he's into that too. Well, guess what? I'm into these scriptures, okay? I'll tell you something about becoming a eunuch, all right? Anyway, that's beside the point. It's about this truth. Back to being able to see, okay? You can, guess what the other apostles can see? They can see a fucking snot-nosed kid come into the truth. He ain't gonna make it. He wants to be above me. You think they, and I'm talking about outside of, you think a grown man can't see a fucking snot-nosed kid who has no home training, no discipline? These are children compared to the older. And now let's put the spiritual aspect and the wisdom and the knowledge that this man, you think he can't see a fucking chump? Just as a grown man he can, who's twice your fucking stupid age, but you want to be him and you want to talk down to him. You people are fucking, cannot wait. We're very close to judgment. Anyway, wrongfully, listen to what he says. There's a bunch of passion, and I'm, dealing with, forgiveness and not holding grudges. I'm dealing with a whole lot of things way late in the game that you're always going to deal with, and you have to, slay those demonic spirits. Anyway, listen.
All right, men who looked at the sincere milk as not needful. Rebuke, correction, even when you don't understand it.
Even when I was like, I was in San Francisco, went to jail right off out of camp. Snatched me out of the camp off the street in San Francisco. Went to jail for a week. It was like 5 days, I can't remember. I thought I was in the truth. Next thing you know, I'm getting kicked out for something that I completely didn't know. And I understand what it was. There was a whole bunch of jealousy and envy and ridiculous shit. And then the whole call aspect, which we all know what that guy is about. But anyway, I fucking didn't understand it. And I was ready. I'm like, this can't be the truth if this kind of stuff. I didn't understand that that's what the truth was about. It's about, going through crazy hardship. But I didn't think that it would go on with my brothers, so-called brothers, in the truth, with the same said doctrine. So I was like, well, and here's the thing, as I came into this thing, Spirit came on me, I went out and started a camp. So when I met these other people, and I came into whatever, GMS proper, whatever, I was already 4 years in, okay? So when I got kicked out, I'm like, just go back to doing what you were doing and be strong about it, right? And here we are today. But the point is this, I didn't understand, I'm like, that can't be the truth. But in my confusion, the Spirit told me, just keep going, don't worry about that, it'll sort itself out. So anyway.
Proverbs 29:18, when people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild, and these dudes are running wild, rioting in the daytime. A bunch of underdeveloped, all right, men who looked at the sincere milk as not needful. Rebuke, correction, even when you don't understand it. Right? All of these things, the Lord set up leaders to guide us in the right way.
So, Lord willing, if anybody needs some guidance on dealing with being falsely accused and working your way through it, takes years. It takes, I'm working on it right now. So, and you can't let those things, see, the Most High sets you up for that. What you have to understand is when you go through something like that, right, which is, that's a big one, right? And you have to work your way through, you have to see, you have to get the understanding of it, right? And it's not even about what happened. It's about, see, it's about understanding. Okay? Now, here's what you got to understand. What did you pray for? Okay? Well, nigga, you're the one that prayed for, I want spiritual power. I just want that spiritual power. Right? Nigga, you're the one that prayed for spiritual power. What you think comes with praying for spiritual power? You pray for spiritual power. Well, now you're being falsely accused of something and you're being pushed to the limit of getting kicked out of the camp and you don't know what. Why? Because you asked for spiritual power, didn't you? See, this is the understanding. Why am I being treated? I'm being treated worse than all the rest of the brothers. Everybody feels like that. Why am I the only one catching hell? We all feel like that. We all feel like I'm catching more hell than everybody else. Why am I catching? Because that's what you prayed for. I didn't pray for catching it. No, you prayed for spiritual power. What do you think comes? When you pray to be Superman, right? What you're praying for is balance. Right? What's the balance of Superman? The balance of Superman, in the spiritual sense, is called Clark Kent. Clark Kent is powerless. He's a punk. And he's acting, but you got to act like that. You got to, and I don't mean act like a punk, I mean subdue your powers. Right now, I'm Superman, I got my power. When I'm Clark Kent, I got to act like I don't have one. So I don't have my powers. There's the balance. Okay. So, and the point that I'm making is balance comes with everything. All right. You want spiritual power? You got to train for spiritual power. Well, what's the training? You're catching hell, right? Your woman left, you took the child, you're on child support, you're catching hell, you want to go do something crazy, but you're not. You're taking it all. What is that? You're training for what you prayed for. You begged. Praying means beg. You begged for this training. You want spiritual power, right? What do you think? How does a Navy SEAL be? Nigga, I'm a Navy. You just jump up and become a Navy SEAL out of nowhere without putting in the training. You know what it takes to become a Navy SEAL? Walk around proud like that. You want to be Superman, not a Navy. Nigga, you want to be Superman. And what? You got to train, right? So here's the understanding of why I was falsely accused and I had to go through all. It took years, it took a decade for me. I'm still working on it right now. I prayed for spiritual power. And a lot of it, what do you think comes with those prayers? Okay. Gotta get you ready for that spiritual power. You need some integrity. Oh, got it. You gotta try. Here come these life lessons. What you pray for? What you beg me for? Okay, well let's do that then. Let's get you some spiritual power. And then first thing, you get that 2x4 upside the head. Now get up. That's how it works. All right. Now, kind of went off there because that's the spirit. But anyway, he's saying some stuff that's going to show his sincerity. And listen to his temperament. Listen to his mood. Listen to his voice. He's a naturally funny guy. I hear that he's a comedian. He's a musician. He's probably somebody in that book whose name you read all the time. But I won't take it to that point, but just listen and see in the spirit, right? No guile. Listen.
But hey, Isaiah 28. All right,
Listen.
and we'll finish the end of
Watch. It has to do with chariots. Listen.
verse 7. It says, "They reel when they see visions and stagger as they render decisions." All right, it's just bad, horrible decision making. Getting on a horse, a white horse, and coming into your Passover, using AI to make yourself, trying to be movie stars and celebrities and all of these things, man. Right? Which people who don't truly understand what's getting ready to happen and who ain't tapped into prophecy, they look at that as, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
Understand.
Right? But we talked about yesterday how there is a time, all right, for particular activities and particular ways to be in and walk, man. Their tables are covered with vomit. Filth is everywhere. Who does the Lord think we are, they ask. Why does he speak to us like we are little children?
He's teaching right now. He's actually a master teacher. Okay? And his timing is really good.
Just recently weaned. Because the Lord, he'll send you prophets, right? To tell you to turn to the Lord, tell you to repent. All right? Curse you out.
Listen.
And Jacob's like, who the hell you these niggas think they talking to? I'm not your child. You not my apostle. I don't need to listen to you. Right?
He's teaching.
Those chariots? I believe I see a line of chariots, brothers.
Just
anyway.
You hear that? Okay. And he does it again a little further, but I want you to listen to that. He's in the middle of teaching. And see, the point I'm making in this is a man of the Lord. He's admonishing, he's doing, what he's been sent to do. And he's in it, right? And you can see it in the spirit. And suddenly he's like, are those chariots? Yeah. And it's just the most sincere. That's no guile. And he does it again a little further on, like 2030, right in here. So I want you to listen to that sequence. Just listen. He's teaching. And then there's a spiritual conversation going on with the chariot, whether they're chariots or not. Just listen to the sincerity in his teaching and his voice, okay? Because what you're doing right now is your eyes are seeing your teachers. If you can't spiritually discern that, you just listen. You don't have to see anything, just listen, okay? With your own eyes, you will see them. What eye? Your spiritual eye. Make your eye single, okay? Make your eye single and listen to this, all right?
Just recently weaned. Because the Lord, he'll send you prophets, right? To tell you to turn to the Lord, tell you to repent. All right? Curse you out. And Jacob's like, who the hell you these niggas think they talking to? I'm not your child. You not my apostle. I don't need to listen to you. Right? Those chariots? I believe I see a line of chariots, brothers. Anyway, it says, who does the Lord think we are? They ask. Why does he speak to us like little children? Just recently weaned. He tells us everything over and over. You look at the videos, we're constantly going over the same things. We're constantly beating, the truth into you. Constantly prophesying, constantly going into the scriptures, constantly getting on guys. All right? One line at a time. One line at a time. A little here and a little there.
Again, right here.
Right? So, let's read verse 28 and 9. Wow, those chariots. And the in the King James it says,
I love it. Okay. Oh, those chariots. That's a thought. Here he is. He's teaching. He's admonishing. Right. You can hear the inflection. And in between breath, I just love that. Anyway, I heard a couple of things, right? Through the Spirit, right? And it's just beautiful, right? To have these teachers. Your eyes, right? Let's go to this one that seems to dig certain things out, which I don't see right now. What is it? Amplified? Yep. See, it digs these things out in parentheses and stuff. I like that. So keep your eye on the Amplified. Let me see. Though the Lord gives you the bread of adversity and the water of oppression, yet your teacher will no longer hide himself, but your eyes will constantly, okay, we got that earlier, constantly see your teacher. Going to the elder apostle. Let's see. Constantly. I like that. All right, so that's what we were supposed to get. So constantly watch the elder Yashawamba. Constantly watch the elder apostles. Okay. And constantly keep your mind or your eyes single, right, so that you can see in the spirit. All right. And let's get this on the way up. Did I get this with all that getting? See, because if you don't understand what we're involved in and what these, how to apply these precepts, if you don't have this understanding, you're doomed with all thy getting. Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Niggas think they smart as hell. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all that getting, get understanding. Let's go to the Amplified. The beginning of wisdom is get skillful and godly wisdom. It is preeminent. Okay. And with all your acquiring, get understanding. What does understanding mean? Actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension. See, this rules out a lot of people. Mature comprehension. What does it mean? Mature understanding, to comprehend, and logical interpret. This is what GMS does. Look at this. What is get understanding? Actively seeking. We look up words, right? We use the Lashawan Quadat. Those niggas don't. They refuse to. They refuse the name. They use excuses to not use the name. Well, we don't use the Lashawan Kodash, so therefore we don't. I'm like, you niggas, what else do you not do to get that money? Okay? Skillful and godly wisdom, it is preeminent. That's the most important thing. But with all you're getting, get that, but with all you're getting, nigga, it don't mean nothing without the keys to the car. So lucky I don't mean to, say the wrong thing. I'm trying to produce understanding. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and, before I say the wrong thing. All right. Insight. Whatever else you get insight. Acquire understanding. With all your effort work to acquire understanding. Okay? You got to understand these things. Why these things? Why is the Most High? Why is the world going through this right now? Because at the end of, here's the answer. It's the end of the age. Okay? Why is there a rainbow in the sky? Because there's not going to be a flood, there's going to be a fire. That's what understanding what the rainbow means. All right? Understanding what the fire is. The U.S. on fire, nuclear fire. All right? That's the understanding. When you have that understanding, you're not wondering what is about to happen. You have faith and hope that you're going to get beamed up very soon. So with that, we hope that the elect verified you brothers and sisters show up.